This is how you do part 2 of your personal success analysis assignment. Okay, first, when you click on the link in your assignment, you're going to make a copy. Then, once again, like I always ask you to do, I want you to rename and erase copy of and put your first and last initial. I'm going to pretend right now my first and last initial is EK. My name is Este Kavavi. Okay, so this is Este Kavavi's copy of Success Analysis Art Piece Thinking Routine. You also need to have open in your tabs the thinking routine you just finished. So if you don't still have it open, get it open. Remember, it's called first and last initial, whatever that is, Success Analysis Thinking Routine. Okay? Because, just like the directions say, it says, and I'm having issues again. There, it says, you will have to use a text box for the top 2 rows of cells. The rows go this way. The top 2 rows, you will need to insert a text box for. For all the rest of the cells, use the pen tool to write and draw, please. You need to start at the top and do all the top rows first, and then go down from there, okay? So the first thing that it says, copy and paste a key phrase from the connection portion of your thinking routine here. What that means is go back to this thinking routine and you're going to reread your first blurb and you're going to copy and paste what you feel like is the most important phrase from this thinking routine into a box on this Jamboard. Here is mine, up here. If I click on it, you can see it is a text box. You get the text box right here. And then once you type in it, you can move it wherever you want to. Mine says, students feel, I'm gonna focus on it. Mine says, students feel validated by me, that I honor them as a person, that I honor their thoughts and ideas, and that I listen to them and see them. Okay? Then the next box says, choose and write a symbolic color for this key phrase. To me, I thought the symbolic color was midnight blue. It just made me think of midnight blue, to honor someone and to listen to them and see them. The next question says, draw a texture that's symbolic for your connection key phrase here. So something that, a texture, and this was the texture I chose. I used a shape first, and then I used the pen to draw the rest of the texture. Now, notice this says, page 1, and I got to change that because that's a lie. It's page 2. On page 2, there are texture examples. Then page 3, yours will say 3, there are examples of symbols. So up here, you can switch the pages. Here are some examples of textures that you can draw. You don't have to use one of these, but if you have no idea what I'm talking about by texture, hopefully this will help you. Then page 3 has examples of symbols that you can draw. Again, these are just examples. You can draw any kind of symbol you want. I decided a star is what symbolizes honoring people, a star. So that's how I did the first one. Then again, you will have to go back to this to copy a phrase from creativity to put on your Jamboard. So I chose a pathway for every student to be able to use their passion and creativity. Then I chose sunset yellowish orange to symbolize that. I thought my textures were like different solid lines. They're solid, but they're different kinds of lines depending on the variety of you and your passions and creativity. And then my symbol is a plug socket because I want to plug you into your passions and creativity. Then, one last time, you're going to go back to this thinking routine and choose a special phrase from what you wrote here in the blue for community, and you will go back to your Jamboard and you will copy and paste that phrase here. And I copied and pasted encouraged this passion for colleague. And I decided fuchsia was the color for that. Here's the texture I drew that made me think of that. And then my symbol is a car jack. I'm not a good draw person. I don't draw very well, but I know what it is. I am lifting up a colleague and I am doing my best, working hard to make my colleague's dream come true instead of my own this time. So again, if you need to see examples of textures, they're on page 2 and symbols are on page 3 of this Jamboard. Now, you're not finished with part 2, so I hope you're still listening. The last thing that you need to do is go over to these 3 dots right here. You click on them and you are going to choose Save Frame as Image and put it on your desktop. You're going to copy it and put it on your desktop, please. That will make sense to you in part 3.